In the city, loving life and trying to survive. But there's not enough time, and there's not enough wine in the world. Basically adulting. Basically adulting.
Hey friends, it's Erin Waddell.
And Luisa Diaz, and welcome back to Basically Adulting. Today we have a special guest. It's my mom, Maria.
Yay!
Say hi.
Hello, hi guys. I feel so
How do you
honored
feel?
to be with you guys in this interview.
An honor.
Don't think of it as an interview. Think of it as just like us chatting.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
this
we
is-
were doing before this. We're just
Talking.
We're just
Okay.
talking.
We're just talking, and we're
having
just
a good time.
being recorded now.
No, no. I
So-
do.
Do you want to tell the people a little bit about yourself, what you do, what you like to do?
Daisy.
Well, my name is Maria Perez Bautista. Um, I've been doing a lot of stuff. I was taking care of little babies that I love that. And then, and so how my life, or should I say God, guided me to taking care of seniors. So I've been learning about taking care of them is a lot of the disease. And then I have the honor to be with them until the last breath. So I do all the kind of care. And that's much about.
What do you like to do?
Oh, what I like to do, I love to read, especially history, back in the
Back when?
back when it's 1700s, like World Wars. I mean, I love that kind of. Even I like the dress, the music. You know how the people was. Should I say how the people, learn to stand back again, or how they've been through a lot of stuff, and they get this strong strength to keep moving forward in positive ways. As an example.
So cute.
Yeah. I've never looked at history like that. I've never been like interested. But Luisa, you.
Yeah,
get
that's
that
where I
going
get
on.
it from.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love history.
I didn't learn that from my grandma. My grandma raised us, my three brothers, my sister and my three brothers. So I didn't, being her size, I always kind of follow her path, should I say?
Mm-hmm.
And then she was very passionate about, her religion and about history. She was all the time thirsty about to know stuff. So I think
Well, knowledge is power. So like the more you know, the
Mm-hmm.
more. Daisy, stop.
she wanna be in the
Come
show
here.
too.
Come here. Such a troublemaker. She just wants attention.
Oh my goodness, Daisy.
She's like, nobody's paying attention to me.
I know.
Anyways, but like I was saying, knowledge is power, and so like the more you know about your history and your culture and other people's culture, I think it just kind of helps you understand where people are coming from, why they think that the way that they do. So, is it not recording?
No, it is.
Or simple just to be blended with people because by the end we all the same souls,
Mm-hmm.
Everybody have their own backpack and just we move forward and do our best.
Yeah. She has a very like positive way of like seeing everybody. She's like, just, she's the one where I get my like kill them with kindness.
Mm-hmm.
Just, chin up and, big smile on your head and no one can bring you down. So
It's the truth.
it's the truth.
You shouldn't let people bring you down, even though it's hard
Mm-hmm.
to not.
Yeah. Oh, Daisy. Oh, Daisy. Well, so you're on today for like kind of a special episode, like our Halloween. I don't know if I'd call it our Halloween special.
I mean, I wouldn't say Halloween special, but
Not a
she has really cool, interesting, scary spirit stories.
Well, it's, like I say, I grew up, in Mexico, and then a little hometown called the New Italy. So, that when it was like a conquest, we have a lot of immigrants, but it was most Italian people.
Mm-hmm.
So they come with money and everything. But also, to be like, have the revolution in Mexico, all the kind of stuff, try to get the people equal. So, like I said, with my grandma, we always have stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then histories, in our life, we always deal with good and bad. But we always have the choices, to make the right decision. But I think, when you have love, you have faith, and the hope is like, you're gonna be okay. But it's just that brightness or joy,
Mm-hmm.
even if something dark outside, we're not alone. It's always good. And the special thing is never be afraid and just keep going.
Yeah.
Right, Luisa?
Yeah. That's literally like when I get scared, I'm like, because I have my own scary stories, but she remembers, she was there for a lot of them, but the one thing that always pops in my head when I like start like, when like just like the hairs on the back of your neck go up, it's like, don't get scared, don't get scared, don't get scared, because like that energy feeds off of your fear.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just gonna like grow.
Control you.
Yeah, that too. So, you want to tell us?
Yeah.
So scary.
Tell us one of your scary stories.
The one of the scary story when I was a kid, should I say, is like when we lived with my grandmother, we have a little, she started building herself positive because it's a lot of story in her family. Even, her husband gets shot like, I don't know, my grandpa, it was like, 17 shot or more. He was like a, what do you say, colader?
Colander?
No, yeah, when they killed my grandpa, Yeah, they shoot him like the whole body, it was with.
Oh.
Oh, that's what he looked like?
That's what he looked like. I was
Oh.
like, they washed him through a okay.
Yeah, so it was kind of that, then my grandma kind of, you keep moving. And then I remember my grandma's friends and like, neighbors around them. We have like my grandma have like the lot in one corner of the special avenue and the little town, excuse me. And then they always talk about the spirit of the lady that she never touched the floor. But she was like, between white, but the face it was kind of, I don't know if you
blurry.
Say matte. Yeah, but you can see her, and then it was always between after 11 or 2 a.m., kind of that time. And I remember one day my grandma said that, now we hear somebody knock the door, clearly. So, we have a little house. It was in that time, she was just building, my grandma. And then we hear, because we have this aluminum door, and then you hear the noise, kind of like iron,
Mm-hmm.
And then we turn around, and I remember in that time we don't have windows. And then you can see like somebody, put her hands in the door, and we had like a little clear, it wasn't clear window, it was more like plastic, but you can see the figure of the woman with the hair, like me, but longer, like she bent and tried to see something in the house.
Oh my god.
I know, and then my mommy was working in another
And it
town.
was not a real person? It was a spirit?
No. Yeah. And they always talk about it, and then you can feel the sensation. I remember my mom came that night because my grandma thought that it was her, the one who was, knocking on the door. And then the next time, there was talking, and then the neighbor saw her. Apparently more than, we feel her.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other people around, they feel her too. So there was talking about, and when that happened, they said usually those kind of spirits that come and take somebody, especially, clean souls or innocent souls. So somebody say, oh, they should take Maria. It was like,
What?
Why me?
Oh my god.
So it was like, I remember I was just scared, And then, we used to live with my sister and then my little brother between us. But always I remember, that place is hot, like Texas summer, but the whole year. And then it was hot, and then we have the heavy blankets, and we always cover our head. Like, oh, please. But it's horrible, live on fear,
Yeah.
And then it kind of like, your kids, and you can moving forward, and we go. But I remember even that night, like, you can feel like your whole skin pull out because it was something real.
Yeah.
In there,
Dang.
Oh my gosh, that's really spooky.
That's scary.
It was.
But that's nothing compared. You should tell the story of the weeping woman.
Oh, La Llorona.
Yeah.
Oh, it was in my. I was a teenager. I think that was in middle school, and then in Mexico we celebrate the Day of the Dead. So in those times, Halloween, it was kind of like they always say like, we always copy the American people. And I remember a lot of kids that were saying, oh, in Mexico they don't say Halloween, trick or treat. They say, give me my calaverita.
My little skull.
Yeah.
Little skull.
You ask for a little skull. I mean, kind of.
They're sugar skulls. They're
Yes.
little candies.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you will say, give me this, but the people will give you different stuff. But the skull is kind of like, in the same time, we respect the dead, but in the same time, we joke with the dead, because it's something that we lived all our lives, You never know. So I remember I have a friend that in that time she have, her mom have a little, how you call, to sell fresh bread for dinner, pan dulce.
Oh, sweet bread.
Yeah, so I remember at that time my mommy was doing the laundry, and then we lived like a little, like apartments, duplex. I mean, it was a lot of people, and that time everybody was like, you come, do your homework, and then you go and see your neighbors, and then play and run. And I remember I was with my friend that she was selling the pan dulce, the bread, yeah. And then I just told her, oh my God, I need to go to the bathroom, I'll be back. It was between 7:30. So in the back on my mom's duplex, it was like a big middle school. So in the back or patio, it was the basketball tennis,
Court.
the basket court, and then it was the soccer court. So all the back, it was everything for sports. So we don't have no neighbors, nobody. And then back in the way, it was a little street for a residential home. So those residential homes, they was big. So the neighbors, there wasn't no close at all. Kind of like double oak.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the bathroom, and it was kind of the weather in there. But that time I lived with my mom. It's called Uruapan. And then it was kind of like chilly, humid. And I was just kind of getting in the bathroom, and then I just hear this deep, painful scream. I would say like a mom crying, when your heart is broken, or like you can fix it. It was so loud, but in the same time, you hear that thing and you get paralyzed. And then, my whole skin, I even stopped, I was going to do number one, so I just get up. I would just get up, and then my mommy was doing laundry, and it was like, I was just, I moved like, because the windows of the bathroom, it was kind of open, and it was like, oh my. And my mom come from the back patio, and it was like, do you hear that? And then she said, yeah. And it was, what was that? And then she said, oh, La Llorona. I was like, that is no funny, I mean, you feel even like, I remember I went and see, because I know everything was dark. And it was here, like it was coming for the carpenter laboratory they have, to show the guys in the high school.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And, I was looking, but the screaming was horrible. It was literally like, what is your name? Banshee?
No, the weeping woman.
The weeping woman, La Llorona.
God.
But it was the 31st of October.
And like so the story behind her is like in Mexico, you don't hang your children's clothes to dry because she looks for that.
Okay.
She drowned her
lost it.
kids.
Oh yeah. Okay.
She
You want
drowned
me
her
to tell
kid.
the story?
Yeah.
Well, that's my grandma
Yeah.
say. You know, like
Tell
a
us. Tell us.
So, well, like your honor is like long time ago. I mean, she was a happy woman, but she lost her husband. So the story is not that real. She had 3 kids or 2, but it was under 2 or 3 years and a baby. So finally, this women in that time, is you get a widow, you wasn't like respectful anymore, you know. So she finally met somebody, but this man told her, and then he wanna be with him, he need to get rid of her kids. So even when she think and everything, the story say, it went and killed them, you know, whatever she did. Then she ended up put the bodies in a river. So that was the it go. So the story say when she went to heaven, you know, it's like God asked you about your kids. So you know, I don't know, is you report your kids. I mean, that's the story. And then he asked her, where do you bury your kids? You know, like where they are. And then she say, you know, I don't know. And then God, you know, told her, it was, you never will have peace, even in hell or heaven, you know, until you don't find your kids, the bodies. And then you can come and tell me what you did with them, you know, or is you been forgotten. So it's like God sent her to the air to be running around forever until she will find her kids.
So she doesn't know where they are, or she
No,
just
because
doesn't wanna
like,
tell?
because you know, like in a lot of religions, they believe like once you put the dead to rest, like they're at peace.
Yeah.
And she just let them go in a river, so they've never been at peace. So God's like, until you find their bodies, their souls will never be at peace. So he's punishing her like, you're not like worthy of hell or heaven. You're gonna be punished roaming the earth till you find your kids' bodies.
So the history is very famous because even when the lady, I mean, with a new mom, have the babies, and they always say when you're buried in the country, you know, like it's nothing around you. They say never left the clothes out because you will have her come.
You will hear her, yeah.
And then usually she come and smell the clothes of the babies, just thinking that it's hers.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's why like they just wash it in the river and they go back home and they dry it, like
I mean,
they don't
you
hang
put
it up
inside.
to dry. Yeah.
No. So it's, I mean, you know, there's stories from Mexico.
She's
So
so
you-
casual. She's like, oh yeah, that's it.
That's my life.
No,
but you didn't actually see her, you just heard her?
I just heard her. But like I say, I never been hear somebody with so much
Pain.
pain
Yeah.
or sorrow, should
Yeah.
I say. But it was loud, and then, I don't know, I wasn't thinking like I was going to cry with her,
Yeah.
but at the same time I was scared, you know,
Yeah.
because that scream, it was like loud and so deep. I mean, I don't know the words, you know. So that was, and it was in the 31st, and you know, most the people they say, you know, since this, you know, Halloween or celebration start, when it start in Europe, they say they start making the customs because their belief, you know, is a kind of door that is open, so that's why we get customs, because they're good and bad, they're in here and they get disguised with us. So.
That's why we disguise ourselves.
And
That's
even
what
in, you know, in Mexico, we believe that our ancestors, they come with us. That's why we made the ofrenda. So you get the pictures of your grandparents or whoever went to heaven before you. So you kind of make a big fest. You know, it's like you're going to have a big party. And then you make the table and you put the favorite food that is they used to smoke. Favorite, you know, is there just to drink a cup of coffee, even tequila, you know, you put the bottle or something, mole, the best, you know, all the dishes they like to have.
Yeah, you cook them, and it's like the movie Coco. You've seen it? Oh my god, we're gonna have to watch it. But in the movie, I know.
Movies I need to watch.
In the movie Coco, in the movie Coco, it talks about, because in Mexico we believe that on that night they come on over from that bridge, and they come and feast on the food that we've made them. That's a good movie. You'll cry.
You'll cry.
You'll
for
cry.
Sure.
You'll cry for sure.
But at the same time, like in Mexico, we always have these poems that even make, when it's the Day of the Deaf, like, like for example, they say, the little skeleton, what is that?
Escalator? Oh, skeleton.
Skeleton is dancing about you because he's been watching you because you have a big butt or something like that, like joking. No, I mean, but it's like a rims, like a
Rhymes?
Aha.
Rhymes.
So it is, it's that celebration, but in the same time we may fool the day,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
it's
so
that.
fun.
Yes, it's. I mean, it's the whole thing. I mean, it's nice. But then the families when they get together, my uncle, my mom, brother is very good writing those things. I mean, because he had that little how do you say?
Sarcasm?
No sarcasm, but like a spice, to joke with people.
Yeah.
So everybody just laughing about it, So it's good, I mean, we
Are you
grew up-
gonna do that this Halloween?
I don't know. I wish I had my grandmother's picture, and it's like you honor them, like
Yeah.
even when you set the table, you make the spots for them, like they're really there with you when you
Aw.
eat. Yeah. So it's kind of like respecting, even
Yeah.
if you ended eating the plate. So.
I'm not finished for you.
Not hungry? Okay, I'll
Yeah, I mean it's traditions, but
That's
Yes.
awesome.
That's really cool.
We should do that.
yeah. You should as well.
I don't know who to do it for, but
I
yeah.
show you.
Okay.
You gotta learn. You gotta keep
I
the
know, I gotta keep the
going.
tradition going.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you get chills?
I did get chills. I did get chills.
You always get scared.
I
though.
know I do get scared, but for valid reasons. Because
Okay.
I used to see dead people
Oh yeah.
when I was little.
Luisa, I was pregnant with her brother. Luisa was 3 years old.
This is scary.
And then we live in this big building. I think that building, it was at least, I don't know, 50
It
years.
was in my grandma's side of the family. Like she owned the building.
No, your dad.
Or
It was your grandpa.
but sadly he passed away.
Yeah.
So it was in the families.
Yeah.
So for
How have you
100
not ever told me
the story,
this before?
you're gonna be pretty scared.
Fix her.
So when we moved there, we live in one apartment, and the building had like 1, 2, 3, 4, and apparently Luisa's grandparents live in there when they just get married, but then they get everything better. Oh, sorry.
You're fine.
And then they moved to the south of the city. And then when we come back, Luisa was, we have a golden retriever. That was her uncle, Victor. And then the name was Tristan. So Luisa was 3 years old. And then since Tristan came, I think they was the same age. So Luisa was just playing with him and everything. And Tristan was following her everywhere. So we start across the little hall. It was kind of wide.
It was more like a patio
So
between apartments.
Okay.
So we start cleaning that apartment. They used to be, and the first, have one story. So the first story is been the mail office for 35 years, and that time when we in there. And then apparently the directors of the mail's office, they used to live in that apartment. So when that happened, we start cleaning it up. We found like 3 bodies of dead cats, and then.
What?
So, but maybe their cats, and it was a lot of papers for them. So everything it was taken out. And then sometimes they say, when a place is not don't been moved at all, like I say, is you guys don't move the energy. It start getting accumulated. And then I remember one time, Luisa, it was in the morning, and then I think that was like summer or something. And I was kind of 6, 7 months, and then she was, Mommy, is somebody outside? But it was like 7, 8. She used to wake up early, and then she was, is somebody in there? And he was, no. But I thought that was the employee, that he was helping
Mother-in-law.
and they was helping them to clean and keep them the mountains, you know.
Yeah.
And he was, no, honey, it's okay, you know, blah blah blah. No, mom, come on. And then the door was open in the bedroom, and then Luisa was open the blinds, and she was like, right there, you know. She was pointing to that apartment, and he was like, no, don't worry about it. But it was early, you know. That's what called my attention. And then she was, no, mom, right there, and she was pointing direct to the door, like somebody was there. So it's like, okay, you know. Then I went and lay down, and it was like, it's okay. And apparently that morning she went and told the grandma too, because you know the woman would stay there, you know. It was like, and then Luisa went and called the grandma, and then I hear her grandma. It was like, no, Luisita, nobody's there. And then that passed, but her grandma started doing the stuff. I do start doing my stuff, but we never talk.
Mm-hmm.
And then we passed 2 days. And then I remember Luisa, the guy was cleaning the patio and everything. And then Luisa was playing in my bedroom. And then the guy come, and then she asked Luisa's grandma, she's like, did you hear a baby crying? And then my grandma said, no. And then even he asked, is Luisita okay? And he was like, yeah, she's playing in there. He said, oh, okay. And then... and then it was like, that was weird, no? And then her grandma commented to me, and she said, oh, this man, he was from this little town, should I say, Veracruz, the people that do it like, they believe in bad and energies, kind of like witch things, that you need to come and clean your spirit because somebody just look at you bad, something like that. So he was a very,
Spiritual person.
a spiritual person, and fearful about bad things, because you have experience more when you're out of the cities, I mean, not that it not happen, but, and then the guy was like, that's weird. But he said when he was cleaning close to the apartment, that he hear like moaning or crying. So that happened, and then I remember it started raining, and we're supposed to move in that apartment. And then we walk in there, and Luisa was playing and everything. But I remember I was playing, and I told her, it was like, it's cold in here, no? He said, well, maybe the position of the apartment, it was like blah, blah, blah. And then we left. And then that week, it was like the third day, and then we're going out, and Luisa turned around in there, and then she just grabbed her dad, and she said, no, he's horrible. That man is looking at me. He want me to go with him. He was, I don't want to, and then she was just grabbing her dad. I remember we going someplace, so he just holding her, and then we left. And we come back at night, and then by the time we're coming, Luisa just grabbing him and turn around like he don't even want to look in that part. And then that's when we noticed, and then she went to sleep, and then, I started talking with her grandma. It was, well, she told me this morning. And then this guy, I remember the guy, the employee was Noe, I don't remember. And then, we start getting, and even they say, are you even let her Luisa watching stuff? And he was, no. I mean, she just watched, kids' stuff. And he goes, no. And then, that passed, and then we realized that it was something not good in there.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that, Luisa?
Mm-mm. Like, I remember the building. Because, like, the way the living room was set up, like, there was a window, like the size of our counter that you could see out into the patio. Like, I have pictures of me playing in that patio and everything. But my grandma even says, she's like that. I would go up to her, and she was like, like, I was as white as a ghost. And like that,
in the daylight.
Like I would turn, like, I'm pretty tan, but I would just like go white as the walls.
And cold.
And I would start just like trembling and shaking.
Like in Mexico, we have like, we have the company that come and they say, agua, water, they come with the big gallons. And then we used to say 1 or 2, and they're coming and bring it to us in the apartment in the first floor. And then Luisa was like, oh, here, because we always give pay and then give it a tip. So Luisa was the first one to run and then thank you and blah, blah, blah. But that day, she was, Luisita, go and give it her grandma. Give it no, I don't want to. And she ran with her. She said, no, grandma, no, don't make me do it. But it was daylight. I mean, it was like not even noon.
Wow.
And then it was like, and then finally, my her grandma say, let's go and pray in there. Maybe somebody. And across the street, it was a little
It's like a bodega.
Yeah, miscellaneous, should I say? Because in that little store you can find everything for school, papers, books, pens, everything. But at the same time, you can find bread, to make a sandwich, ham, milk.
Yeah.
I mean, the basic thing for an emergency you need, you find everything. And then because I was pregnant, we used to go in there, and I used to get something for me, and Luisa get the little eggs, the Kinder eggs, because the little toys. So every evening we used to go in there, and then I asked the lady, do you know who used to live in there? And then the lady said, oh yeah, it was two directors, and one got a heart attack in that the department, And then it was like, really? And it was, how does he look? And then Luisa, before, she used to say, it's a big guy, and her face is so like when you have a lot of acne, and then it looked bad. But Lucy was saying it was horrific. I mean, it was petrifying her. And then when I talked with the lady, and the way she started describe the guy, and I was like, I looked at Luisa, I was like, this is the guy that Luisa is watching. And I told her, and then she said, oh yeah, actually that guy, it was very famous because he was a very mean guy. And then, I mean,
But he wasn't found for like a month.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't found for a month. So my grandma ends up going in there with like...
We went, her and I, but we tried to do a night, and that night come a huge storm, lightning, thunder, horrible. It was like something pushed us, and then her grandma said, no, we don't want to attend that. And of course, because I was pregnant, she said, no, this is not good. So we respect that, and we come, we let the storm come back. And the next day, I think we did it at noon, so when it was light and everything, and we prayed for him to find the light, or find the peace that he was looking for in case he was lost.
Yeah.
And then everything gone, So Lisa
That's
went
scary.
back, she don't even talk about it anymore. But she went back to how she was, playing and everything. So it was very...
Yeah, that was... Yeah.
I remember I used to have her, I want have her close to me, because, I mean, you can feel, the little girl just, petrifying about it. I mean, but the weird part, it was first, but it was Mom, he called me, I need to go there. But the first time, I don't remember what she was, very friendly, but I don't know, it's that spirit or whatever it was getting mad because she wasn't go. Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing I was a goodie too. She was like,
My mom said that I'm not supposed to go.
No, I always used to tell her, It was, I mean.
Yeah. That's spooky.
Yeah. That is really
Yeah.
really
Well, and when we moved here, my mom and Evie liked to go just go look at open houses. And there are sometimes I wouldn't go into a house because she says that Evie got really scared one time because I was like, I don't want to be in here. And we left that open house.
It was one of the houses in Wellington. And then, all of them that was finished. And it was this kind of house that moment you walk, the lights come on and everything. Yeah. And it was it had the stairs on one side, and it had the other steps on the other side. And then it was in the middle, it was a little hole. So you can get through the kitchen to the living area. In that area, it was a pantry and then a big closet. So the kids, it was just, we just walk in and see the house, thinking, dreaming big. No, this is how I want. And then the minute we start, all the three boys, they run. But Luisa just stopped, and then right there in the hall. And it was, what is it? And then she just turned around and just grabbed me. I mean, so tight. No. I mean, she didn't even want to open their eyes in there. And then Evie saw her, and she was, it's okay, Luisita, it's okay. And then Luisa was she can't even breathe because her face, it was in my stomach, no. And then it was, come on, guys, come on, let's go. And then we went out.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, she had that, sense.
I can
Sixth
feel,
sense.
I can tell when there's a negative energy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still have that, do you think?
I can, with people, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But my cousins used to play with the Ouija board. and they opened my mom, like, I never, like, you will never get me to do that ever in my entire life. And my cousins played with it, and they lived in this giant house. And they played with it, and it, like, messed with, like, one of my cousins. Like, he didn't like it afterwards. Like, he was really, really scared. And he's a year older than me.
They called somebody. They called Carlos.
Well, you know, you start talking, you're like, oh, is, you know, like, blah, blah, blah in here.
No,
like,
you know,
say
like,
yes or no. And, like,
yeah, no, or like, is somebody here with us?
yeah. And so.
And that thing answered yes. And it was like, you wanna see or show us to us?
Yeah, and so
then,
Carlos, they had 2 bunk beds in their room. And he said that he remembers, like, just looking up above his bunk bed.
No, they're
and
saying all of them look up, and then they ask him, where are you? And he said, in your roof. And he was a
like,
boy.
up in the ceiling.
A boy, like a spider, you know, walking the floor. And everybody went out.
Yeah, they were, like, screaming. So after that, like, he was terrified. But I remember, like, we were pretty close. Like, we would always go to their house or, like, over the weekend for the pool party or whatever. I remember they ended up moving him downstairs to the bedroom because he was, like, scared. But I remember he'd be like, oh, yeah, like, my friend, like, blah, 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 blah. And I just remember, like, just, like, getting, like, a really uneasy feeling. I was like, oh, okay, good. And then I'd just leave. And I'd go.
That was, like, up on his roof? Or
But no, he was saying that sometimes he have nightmares. And then he want to go with his dad because his parents, because the bedroom it was above their parents' bedroom. And then he used to get up and try to go,
Down the stairs.
And then he said every time he was doing 2 or 3 steps, the boy it was coming upstairs, walking like a spider with him.
My God.
And then he said he had these black eyes, the eyes, but it was like deep dark. Oh my God.
Yeah. So he used to be like, yeah, like, I think there was another little boy in there too. Because my aunt used to say, like, she would feel.
If maybe, like, something happened in their house?
No, which they should.
Well, they built the house.
Well, they built that house. Like, they bought the plot of land and they built it back in, like, 94.
But, even as they're saying the little table is just a game, I mean, it is something. The bad is always going to look something, some opportunity to get. And then when there are small minds, innocence, they don't even know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So there is always need to be that respect, I mean, just
Boundaries.
yeah, because it's bad, and I think that's what they mess with something.
They like opened a portal to something not polite.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember him. He'd be like, yeah, like he would tell me, and just like kind of casual, and I'd be like, and because he'd be like, he's here right now, and I'd kind of look around like. No one's in here. And I would just politely be like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and I would just go find my mom because I'm like, I'm not. But like even now as an adult, like I see that house and it like I can't, like it gives me chills. I can't even go in there. It's scary.
Yeah, that is really scary.
It's scary.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Chills.
Well, oh my gosh. I've never had anything like that happen to me before.
Well, you're so blessed.
Yeah. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. I mean, I don't see stuff. I just like sometimes like feel.
Well, the fact that you have.
Like when I was younger, I don't know if I've told you this. When I was younger, I used to hear someone call my name. Mm-hmm. Like I would have my headphones on and I'd hear Luisa, and I'd be like, what? And then I would hear it. So I'd put my headphones back on, and then I'd hear my name again. So then I'd finally walk out to the living room. Like this is me, like 8, 9, and I'd be like, yes, you called me. They're like, no, we didn't call you.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
But yeah, that was scary.
That is scary.
Ooh, oh. Let's move.
Yeah, shake it off.
Shake it off. Scary.
But did you have any other scary stories that you wanted to share?
I can't think of. I don't have. I mean, okay, I do have one as an adult that I do remember.
Okay.
This is in high school. I was like, obviously still with my parents. And my brother and I shared a bathroom, and that bathroom, like, separated our bedrooms. And I just remember it was, like, I remember it was, like, 3 o'clock in the morning or, like, midnight. And I just kept hearing, like, through the bathroom wall, like, just, like, constant knocking. And I was like, what? Because I remember, like, the fact that I woke up and I was, like, confused as to why I was waking up. And I just remember, like, getting chills and, like, I was like, nope, I gotta tuck myself in. But I could hear it, like I could just feel, like, not a good presence.
Yeah.
Like, wanting me to get up and go into the bathroom. And I remember, like, I was just, like, I put the blankets all over my head. I, like, grabbed my phone, I plugged my headphones in, and I remember I was, like, kind of shaking because it's, like, I don't know what that is. Like, I don't want to...
Why you don't come with us?
Because I didn't want to get out of my bed. I was scared.
Your mom be like, Mom, someone's in my bathroom.
She was
Something's in my
passed
bathroom.
out. But, like, I could just hear, and I remember asking my brother the next day. I was like, hey, like, did you, like, hear that knocking in the bathroom? Like, that was weird. And he was like, no, I didn't hear anything. I'm like, of course you didn't.
Be more aware.
But I remember, like, that, like, being, like, a prominent thing that I, like...
So weird.
It was weird because the fact that it takes a lot for me to wake up. It takes, like, a lot for me to wake up. And for me to just, like, constantly hear that knocking, like, I couldn't even face the wall. Like, I had to flip over.
Oh my God.
And I, like, rolled myself up in a burrito because I was just, like, so shaken by it. That's my only... Well, I have more, but I don't want to scare you all.
I don't want to ruin them. Remember that one time when we were recording and
Yes.
something, I mean, it was just papers though.
Yeah.
But it was like a stack of, and it was like folders. I don't think it was anything. I think that they just like
Slid
off of each other. But Luisa was like, what was that? What was that? I'm like, it's okay, it's just papers.
And then you scared me.
I'm like, oh my gosh. She's like, what? I think I have that on a video somewhere.
You do, because you posted it on Instagram. My mom was like, oh my God, that was so funny. She was like, I haven't stopped rewatching it.
Yeah, that was fun.
I take pride in scaring you.
I know you do.
You're just so easy to scare.
Luisa just get scared with her own shadow.
She does.
She's like, he's behind me.
That's so accurate. There was one, like last week, Fiona was just sitting right here.
Yes.
And just minding her own business, and Luisa looks and she's like, Fiona was not, she didn't jump out at you, she was just sitting there.
She's so quiet.
She doesn't have her little high heels on.
I know, like Daisy.
But while we have you, I want to take advantage of it and have you tell us all the funny stuff that Luisa did as a child. Like, if you have any, like, prominent stories. I know there's got to be.
Oh my God, no, not that one. That one's embarrassing.
Do it.
Oh my God. To all my future boyfriend or husband.
Well, I think somehow as the girls do, you know.
Just go ahead and tell it. People are like, now what's that story?
You know, she did a lot, but one of the very remarkable. You know, I come back from work and then, you know, I used to get out of my job by 4. So Luisa and her brother used to come in the house and be alone for 1 hour, you know. So I used to come like, hey, how are you? You doing homework and everything. So I was just running to the kitchen and start getting supper ready for them. And then, you know, I finished and it was, okay, guys, come on. And then, you know, her brother come and then we're on the table and I think it was the 3 of us. Oh, no, your uncle was with us or no? Oh, no, he come later. So we sit down and then I'm right there on the stove in the back and then I saw Luisa come and then she stopped. And then I turned around and it was like, oh, my God, what do you do? Why did you do that, Luisa?
I was 7, by the way.
And then she was like, you know, she shaved, but the eyebrow, it was like Mr. Bean. Like this. And then she shaved her legs. And it was like a Fiona and Daisy jumping her legs forever. So she had all this scratch. I mean, she cut herself back. You know, it was funny. Why you don't tell me? And then, bless her heart, she was so ashamed. But, you know.
She learned not to do that again. Oh my
and
God.
then just
do you
wait.
have pictures?
No, she doesn't.
Oh my God.
Do you?
No.
Okay.
And then her
We
uncle
need to
comes.
post that on Instagram.
Yeah, her uncle came and her grandma too, and then just walking, oh, how are you, everything, blah, blah, blah. And then, she loved her grandma. And she ran with her and she said, oh my God, Luisa, what happened to you? And then she was like...
It's like one of those situations where you that they feel bad, but you want to, you can't help but laugh.
No, she was like, her face, she was like ashamed. Anyways, it's okay, honey, but next time tell me.
Ask before you shave your eyebrows off.
And then, she had those perfect eyebrows and everything. He was like, Luisa, this is so.
At least they grew back.
I know.
What if they didn't grow back?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
That would be so bad.
Oh my God.
How long did it take for them to grow back? Do you remember?
I don't know.
I think it was like a month and a half or two, kind of.
But I remember, I had to go to school.
Yeah.
Do you know how embarrassing that was? What happened? And then I'd be like, oh, my brother did this to me.
While I was sleeping.
Yes, that's literally what I said. I was like, my brother shaved my eyebrows while I was taking a nap.
And people believed you?
Yeah, they did. I used to tell people I was related to Cameron Diaz, and they believed me.
Well, people are stupid.
They're like, how? And I'm like, my grandpa was white. That's how.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I think that's the only scary or funny story.
Funny story. I think
That's the only funny story that you have? Man, if my mom was in here, she could.
I mean, I can't think of any right now. You probably could.
It's a lot of them, They're used to tease each other, especially Luisa. I mean, her brother, he was a little more crying baby, should I say. Now he's better,
Just a little.
Just a little bit better.
But the one day, she wasn't there, and then we're in their apartment, and then Beto just come bawling. He was, what's wrong? And then he said, Luisa. And he was, what happened? And Luisa behind him just like, and he was like, what happened? And he said, Luisa said that you guys picked me up for the dumpster. And then, he break his heart. And he was like, no, honey, look yourself. You look like me. He goes, no, Luisa look like daddy. And then I don't look like nobody. He said, I was like, it took me a while to, get him. It was Luisa. I told him that's a lie. But this one, he was just cracking out about it.
Because we were looking at, old pictures, and he's like, why are there more pictures of you? And I'm like, oh, I forgot to tell you. So you were found in a dumpster. You were picked up. And he's like, what?
How old was he?
He's 4 years younger than me. He was 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But
that kind of age, I mean, everybody's like, they say something, I mean, you're like,
Yeah,
what?
you don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But this one, it just stayed her shot in there.
I did. I was like, all right, buckle up.
Let me tell you what happened.
I was there.
I'm the one that found you in the dumpster. We saved your life. I saved your life. You owe me everything.
Oh my goodness.
That's hilarious.
I remember when I was pregnant, that she went with me because they're gonna do what kind of, it was a boy or something. They did a special ultrasound, and then Luisa was so happy I can see her face. And then the doctor said, "Do you want to know it is a girl, boy?" And Luisa, yeah. And then the doctor just get it. Oh, it's a boy. Luisa just lost my hand. He was like,
She wanted it.
I was pouting.
I don't like that.
I don't like boys.
Yeah, she was looking forward for a sister.
Oh my gosh.
But she said that she was dropping me off to daycare.
Oh my,
'Cause-
that was a good one.
she had a C-section.
No, wait. So, everything is okay. And then Lucy was going to pre-K. I mean, she started school since 2. So Lucy was going and everything. And then, I take her, it was 2 blocks far away from her house. So we walk all the time. And he was, okay, honey, I'm going to go to the hospital. And then you're going to stay with Grandma and Uncle Victor. And then because your brother is coming. And he was saying, you better behave with Grandma and, help with everything. And, Lucy was just right there. I remember her with 2 ponytails with the curly and everything. And then she was just keep walking. And then she's like, I have a question. I said, Mom, I have a question. And he was like, yes, tell me. I thought he was going to say something about the baby. And then it was like, yes, tell me. And then she said, where is the baby is gonna live? And then I remember and then it was like, what do you mean? And then she said, yeah, because in the house, you and daddy and then grandma and my uncle, and then I had my bedroom, and then my brother don't have a place. So she don't want him in there at all, She was like, but she was just like sharp right there, And I was like, I wasn't expecting that, like.
Where's he gonna live?
It was because in this house we are full.
We're at full capacity in this house. We can't bring home another baby.
I know that little thing. She was 3 years old, and it was like, Luisa.
I have a question.
Okay, what is it?
Yeah, it was like, when I thought she was gonna say, when did I see you? Can I go to the?
Yeah.
No. And then she come with that. It's like, because we don't have enough space for him.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, I was a sassy child.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
You
I was a
but
sassy
I imagine
child.
you being a sassy child.
I was.
I always used to tell her, Luisa, get down 2 steps, please.
You get down a couple notches.
She's like, come back down to earth with us. Come on, come on.
Living in Luisa La La Land.
Oh my goodness.
No, but she was a good girl. I mean, she always been a good lady. She have a good soul, and sometimes with a little in and out, but we manage.
Little slaps here and there. Straighten her out.
Sometimes that's what it takes.
That's what it takes. It is.
Yeah, but good.
She grew up to be a good one.
I am a good one.
Luisa's like, I do say so if I, what am I saying? If I do say so myself, is what I was trying to say.
Yes. I do say so myself. I'm a pretty good lady.
Solid.
I'm a pretty solid lady.
Yes.
Wouldn't change it for the world.
Mm-mm. It's nice having you on the
I'm
podcast.
gonna close with a scary news story.
Yeah.
You wanna-
Do you have more?
One.
Yeah, she has
This one is
plenty.
this one has been recently, and
Recently?
yeah.
Luisa's
Oh,
like,
the-
get away from me.
Yeah, where I work, with seniors people, and then sometimes when they're, they're gonna get close to the end. Most of them, they look, when they get very sick and they're very weak, they start seeing their own family. So, it was like a long day, and I remember I sit down with my friends, Roxanne and Charlie, and then she was on my left side, and then it's like a little hole here. And then, we're talking, it was like 10:20 or something. So Rosie, it was with Roxanne in her lap.
Rosie's a dog, by the way.
The little Chihuahua, and Winslow is a little min pin. So, everybody was in bed, it was relaxed. So, we're talking about here and this and what happened and blah, 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 little report. And then, I'm talking and I saw somebody cross, like going to in that case, going to your bedroom, but it's like a little hole for the stairs. And then that thing's, I don't know, he or she saw me, and then he come back, and then did this,
Like peeked around the corner.
And
What?
then Rosie jumped out of Roxanne's lap and run under the wheelchair and start barking heavy in there. And then I remember I said, Charlie, please pray for the house because I don't think that was good. It was like, hey, wait a minute, who's here? And it was like, oh.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Today I kept looking over my shoulder during your meeting. No, I did because I kept they have cameras to watch the ladies, and make sure everything's okay. But
it's good,
Your mom wouldn't let there be anything bad in there.
No. You guys remember, it's always gonna be, we have good and bad, but the always good is always with us, And the first thing I do is just in the name for the blood of Jesus Christ, it's a heavy protection. And then, I do it because, I've been with them in the last breed, And, even I think I saw one time when the lady gave the last breed, it's like when you smoke, you saw the little soul going. It was amazing. I think that's the only time, and we were having a lot of people, But I think, as far as it is for us to come in this world, like a lady can be in labor 1 day, 20 hours, it is hard for us to pass to the next world. So it's just that. But definitely, it's always a battle, good and bad, when somebody's going, because we're that good energy for the bad ones. So
That's scary.
we need to just, keep praying ourselves.
Well, that's why I always just,
Yeah.
north, south, east, west.
The Father, the Son, and the
Oh,
Holy
down to your belly
Spirit.
button?
Yeah.
I was just doing it down to my chest.
But on the chest, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, now you guys know how to protect yourselves from evil spirits. I know I do. But it was nice having you on.
Yeah.
It was so fun. You have to come back.
Thank you. It will be good if we talk about mental health, the
Yes.
coping stuff. Because I think a lot of people that really struggle, even myself,
Me too.
Same.
It's bad. But we're not alone.
Yeah.
Yes.
We need to have each other, because being in those sides is bad.
Yeah, it is. We'll have you on another time.
Okay. Because I don't get bored with you ladies.
If you don't get bored with us, okay.
No, I mean, if I don't make
If you don't
them
bore
bored.
me?
Yes.
No, on
she
our way
wasn't.
here, she was like, I'm not ready for this interview. And I'm like, Mom, that's not Good Morning America, okay? They're not going to start calling you up tomorrow like, oh, we need Maria on tonight.
And
Get her here now. Stat.
next time you guys invite me a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can do it like later in the day.
Yeah.
Like
Since it was a little early.
Yeah, we started at like 3 or 3:30, so we should. I mean, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. I'm always down to drink a glass of wine. So.
Okay.
But
All right.
well, yeah, we'll have.
That sounds good. Thank you,
Alrighty.
ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Oh, what am I saying? Thank you for having us.
No, thank you for you ladies having me.
Aww.
Thank you for coming as well.
Yeah.
My words are kind of backwards.
Oh my goodness. All right, guys. Well, we don't have anything to cheers with.
We'll just cheers with our words.
So
Cheers. We could pound it.
And we can cheer for our blessings, whatever all of you are, You guys are love. And you come.
What?
She was doing like a toast.
Oh, a toast.
Like a blessing.
Like
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And whatever you are, whatever that listen to us, be blessed and
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Pound it.
Oh.
All right.
See y'all next time.
See y'all next
see you
time.
next time.